TIFU by buying 2 homeless men water. This just happened and I'm pretty embarrassed. I'm 21M, though it doesn't really matter for this story. I pull up to the gas station to start my day and I notice a homeless man. I've always had a soft spot for homeless people because I understand how much mental health can affect someone. Before I go into the gas station, I ask the man if he needs anything. Maybe some water? The man says water would be great. I go in, grab a water, and see there's a buy 2 deal. So I grab 2 waters. I grab my stuff and proceed to check out. I walk out of the gas station and now the original man is sitting with another man who is wearing some dirty camouflage cargo shorts, a ripped tie-dye shirt and a neon yellow beanie. In my head I think, wow, good thing there was a 2-for deal on these waters, otherwise I'd only have 1 water for 2 men. I hand the original man a water and then offered the second guy a water. He kind of just looks at me funny and stutters, thank you, and then grabs the water slowly. I go to my truck, glad I could help some people out. As I'm sitting there getting my music figured out, I see camouflage shorts guy get up and hand over his water to the original guy. He walks over to his own brand new looking truck and drives away. I just assumed this man was homeless because he had an interesting sense of fashion. TLDR. I gave 2 homeless men water, then figured out one of the men actually had a nicer truck than I did. He wasn't homeless, just dressed weird. It happens, man. I once saw a guy on O'Connell Bridge sitting down on the ground, like how beggars do, with an empty coffee cup outstretched for some kind passerby's spare change. So I dropped him some coins. Only it wasn't a homeless guy. Just a guy who must have been worse for wear after a night out. And it wasn't an empty coffee cup. It was a mostly drained cup of coffee. I was so embarrassed I wanted to run, and I apologized, and he just stared at me and sighed that it was okay and he could probably afford another coffee anyway. I was absolutely ruby red in the face. Absolutely woeful stuff to be at. I don't think you foo. You were doing something nice to help someone. And the man who really needed the water got 2 bottles instead of 1. I've been on the receiving end of this one. I dress scruffy, have a beard you could lose a badger in, and commute with a huge worn backpack. If I sit on the floor at the central station, which I do if benches are full, climbing harness in the pack, then passers-by will start offering to buy me food and coffee. Just a scruffy rigor. I've been on the receiving end of accidentally mistaken for homeless before. Back in college, I got lazy and stopped shaving my facial hair. I wasn't really going out of my way to maintain it either. So had a pretty large and disorganized beard going. Never really thought about what it looked like. A friend and I went to a store on a major street close to campus. That street had somewhat of a reputation as a popular place for homeless people to hang out and ask you for money. I finished my shopping and decided to go wait out on the sidewalk while my friend finished up. Was idly glancing at the people who walked by. Then happened to make eye contact with one, who very quickly said, "I don't have any spare change," and moved along. When I realized what brought that comment on, it filled me with determination. Awkwardly explained the situation to my friend. Then promptly went back to the dorms and shaved that beard completely off. And have never grown it back again. Was outside the grocery store with my dogs while my partner was grabbing something inside real quick. Guy walking out beelines to me and asks if he can help me out with some dog food. Takes me a solid 5 count to process that he thinks I'm homeless before I can stammer out a correction. I was so confused I was home by the time I got mad about it. I'm not a hobo, just an engineer. Lol, some days I look homeless and other days I look like I'm ready for the Oscars. Not much to feel awkward about. Everybody appreciates something as small as a water.
r/hydro homies.
This is straight out of a movie. Definitely laughed this one off. Shouldn't have been sitting with the homeless guy. I just assumed you was homeless. Matter fact, you look homeless too. I was returning empties at the beer store one Saturday and was definitely wearing some beat-up weekend clothes. The guy behind the counter told me to stay safe out there, and I knew it was time to throw away that particular sweatpants and t-shirt combo. That happened to my dad before. My parents used to do community work for a ministry. They would go help feed the homeless, or orphanages in TJ, or shanty towns and prisons in TJ. My dad always dressed in a Canadian tuxedo, always had a beard, and wore some random cap. During one time bringing food for a shanty town, another ministry was there. My dad walked up to ask how they could help and organize together, as he was one of the few who did not speak broken English, and they started giving him good, thinking he was a homeless Tijuanian. I'd still feel good about your good deed. Nah, no big deal. You're a sweetheart. I have done the same thing. One time I offered to buy a man breakfast who was looking through the garbage bins. It turned out he owned the place and was looking for errant trash that wasn't produced at the restaurant. My husband at the time told me I embarrassed him. Single quote. If that guy was sitting there chatting to homeless mate, then I guarantee he left thinking you are a legend for caring enough to buy that guy water, and to then give a second one away without even hesitating. I imagine that guy is telling this story in a different sub, like humans being bros or something. I'm imagining the gas station attendants reviewing the surveillance cam and having a good laugh. Laughing face. You didn't call him homeless. As far as he's concerned, you only gave him water. Don't worry. You did a nice thing for both guys. Truck guy probably drank that water and chuckled. We have a homeless family around here that I've spotted all over the place. There's an older lady who I'd call grandma. There's the mother and father. There are 2 kids, including one that's maybe 2 now. They'll be at a shopping center at 10 a.m. in one city. I'll then drive to another location 15 miles away at noon, and there they are. At 5 p.m. they are 7 miles away in another area of town. I always wondered how they get from place to place so quickly. I was at a Carrabba's recently eating dinner, and I look over and see this family at a table eating. And they look very familiar. Took me a while to place who it was. It was the freaking homeless people. We were finishing up about the same time as them, so I waited so I could see how they got to Carrabba's. They get in what looks like a brand new GMC Sierra pickup truck and drive off. I was tempted to follow them to see where they lived, but they were going the opposite direction I was. My mother-in-law gives them money all the time because she feel bad for them. I told her about this and she wasn't too happy. We need more people like you. Never mind on making a mistake though.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.